Alrighty folks, this is Lurch from Ireland Gaming and welcome back to another episode of From the Depths. I'm here to talk about something that everyone loves. Mechs. There was a really cool thread started on the forums recently by Chunk Blaster, and it all originated with this little guy on the end here. This is the Mecha Marine prototype, and this was the first of the mini-mechs that Chunk Blaster posted on his mini-mechs thread. And it's inspired a lot of people to have a go at building them for themselves. There have been some absolutely incredible builds, and these are a few of them, and there are more incredible builds on the forum. And I will put a link to the video or to the forum thread in the video description, so you guys can go and have a look for yourselves. I strongly recommend you do. There's some great builds there. But I'm going to talk you through quickly just who built all these mechs and what they're called. So this first guy is, like I say, the Mecha Marine prototype, and it was the wee fella that started it all. He's armed with some simple missiles, and that's about it. Some nice simple control surfaces and a thruster on the back. Flies quite slowly and, looks absolutely adorable. And like I say, he started the whole thing off, and this was created by Chunk Blaster, and this one here was also created by Chunk Blaster. Now this guy is the Mecha Proto 2D, and it's armed with considerably more cannons. I think there's maybe 4 or 5 variants that Chunk Blaster posted of this particular chassis or body, but this one looks great with all of its extra weapons plugged in here and there and everywhere. It's a really sort of great heritage to his Tetris skills, because there's an awful lot sort of crammed into this very little body. But yeah, he looks absolutely great. It reminds me a lot of a Tau battlesuit from Warhammer 40,000, and an absolutely awesome feature is this little head here. I mean, that's a missile part. I think it's a staggered fire upgrade, and this turns to an enemy. It's on a turret with a weapon controller and all on it, so it turns to the enemy. It looks absolutely great. But yeah, that's another one by Chunk Blaster, and this one on the end here is also by Chunk Blaster, and it's his newest chassis. What do we call this one? It's the Mech Frame V1, which is V1 of this frame, not of the other one. But very cool little design, and flies away very nicely. This one doesn't appear to have been armed yet, though. I'm sure he'll get to that in the near future. Really looking forward to seeing more people's builds on this, and if you want to have a go at one yourself, please do, go for it, build one. They look awesome, they're a lot of fun to build. I have one built myself. We'll get to that in a little minute. Next, this one is called Bird Mech, and it's by someone called Gataxian, and his rotation is kind of hypnotic.
All bow to Bird Mech.
Well, what was that? Sorry about that. Yeah, this is another one of the mech examples. This was designed by Gataxian, our Lord and Master, and he has a couple of these heliblade thingies to keep the thing moving forward rather than the typical, lots of thrusters idea, and some sticky flares at the back to keep himself safe. Very cool. It's got legs on spin blocks and all that, and I particularly like this, the way he's got it set up so that whenever it's built, these are actually built at like a 45-degree angle, and they're rotated another 45 degrees back on spin blocks to get this awesome looking effect. Looks absolutely great, very creative build, and yeah, very clever. But next, we have the Ham 03 by Hamster Crumbs. I really like this one. It looks a lot like, more like the anime themed giant robot things. Big ass cannon, lots of spiky bits, loads of slopes, and in this case, seriously, Hamster Crumbs. There's kids watching. He's obviously very proud of that. But yeah, this is a really cool looking mech. I love this big ass gun here, and the missile lands look pretty cool as well. The head actually looks particularly good. That's really clever. I mean, that there is a laser targeter, and that's ERA on the top. There's ERA, I think, at the back as well. Looks absolutely great. Very creative use of blocks to get the textures and designs that he wanted, and looks absolutely great. But yeah, that one there is by Hamster Crumbs, and I believe that one is flown by Lua. So yeah. Now this guy I really like. He is so cool. If anyone's played the Final Fantasy games, and if you played Final Fantasy VII in particular, there's one of the summons that was called Alexander, and this guy just reminds me of him straight away with this big shoulder missile pods, and particularly the sort of Templar style helmet. But looks absolutely boss. Now the screenshots I seen were actually in completely different colours, and it appears that he has painted them in fleet colours, and I think it actually looks pretty damn good in my fleet colours. I likes it. Yeah, but this guy looks absolutely great. Now, the name is a bit of a mouthful. Now, it's RHC SK ACH 160104 Count Bifrons, and it's by X Redux. Why did you have to make the name such a mouthful? Please call it something easy. But I'm going to call this Count Bifrons because it's easier to say. And he looks absolutely class. Flies pretty well too, and he's got these big ass cannons on the sides as well. Very, very nice. I like it. Who doesn't like big mechs? This next little fella is particularly cute, and he's getting a sort of an honourable mention because it's actually a transformer. This is the robot version of him, and there's a couple of ACBs. Let's see if I can find the ACB. No, all floaty and bad. There should be one, I think, in here. Is this it? Test. There we go. And he transforms into a plane. How cool is that? This is the Mecha 1 by Magma8520. Really, really clever idea, and a very, very cool idea. It's not very big. It's not. It's actually probably the smallest of all of them, maybe, except maybe the teeny tiny guy at the end. And it's very clever to be able to put all of that sort of those features into one tiny little box. Very clever. I like the angled tail planes here as well. It looks great. But yeah, that's another nifty little idea. I believe Magma also put up another transformer, but there wasn't a blueprint there, and another very, very cool build. Scary big eyes on it. But yeah, that is the Mecha 1. This one on the end is my attempt at a mech, and some of you may recognise it as a Mad Cat or a Timberwolf from the Mechwarrior series. Now, I've played a lot of Mechwarrior over the years, but I'm talking more like the old ones, like Mechwarrior 3 and Mech Commander. And I absolutely love the series. The style is really, really cool, and I tried to sort of pull that off here with this guy. He's mostly built out of wood. He's not built for combat or anything like that. It was a purely aesthetic build. He's got all sorts of random bits tucked in here to just add a little bit of texture and a little bit of detail here and there and everywhere. And I'm particularly happy with the feet because they turned out really well. These recoil damper, or not recoil dampers, bore excavators? I think they're bore excavators. Look absolutely great as like pivots and stuff like that, and you can put a lot of detail into these things using the parts that aren't sort of meant to be used like that. I think these are actually parts of a custom jet engine. I think they're fuel injectors or something. But yeah, makes it look really good, and I'm very, very happy with this guy overall. He uses all sorts of bits crammed into the middle here. He's got a heli spinner here to keep him floating, which is always nice. Got all these guys AI off at the minute, just so that they're not wobbling about on their platforms. But yeah, that's a quick look at all of the mechs. Well, not all of. Like I said, there's a whole load more on the forums that you should really go and take a look at. But this is a couple of the ones that I picked off just quickly, and ones that had blueprints available for. And like I say, I really hope you decide to go and build your own. I'd love to see more examples, especially Mechwarrior ones. I love Mechwarrior. I'm half tempted to have a go at building something else, but it'll probably not be another Mechwarrior one. We'll see what happens in the future. But yeah, I'm going to leave you guys with a little bit of a montage. Well, probably an FTD first. The very first ever tiny mech robot montage? It's gotta be. I've never seen another one before. So yeah, I'm going to leave you with one of those. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Any likes, subs or comments are really, really awesome. I love hearing from you guys, and I read every single comment. As always, take it handy and have a bloody good day.